when a woman breaks up with a man, she is already emotionally checked out.
That's a great question, MB. I think that is true in an abusive relationship. I think that's true.
I don't know if it has to be abusive.
Welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast, where no topic is off limits. We're the girlfriends that keep it real and give you different perspectives, because we know one way isn't always the right way.
Hi, welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast. I'm MB.
I'm LC.
My name is Cash.
I'm Ma.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. Yeah, let's dive right into it. I know we talk a lot about relationships on these episodes, but we never really talk about the ending of a relationship. I want to ask you, ladies, how are your breakups like? And how do you break up with somebody?
Who wants to go first?
You can.
Yeah. So my, long, extensive history of dating of 3 people. I did break up with all of them.
So you've been the one to break up with them.
Yeah, I did break up with them.
Okay.
I think my first ex, oh God, I was a real bitch because I didn't really want to be in that relationship anymore. So for like 2 years, I literally tortured him. I kept pushing him to try to break up with me, but he wouldn't break up with me. So finally, I just bit the bullet and I was like, let's take a break because I couldn't really do the breakup. So I'm like, let's take a break. But I think he knew what that meant.
Yeah.
So he was like, I know what that means, When most of the time when people take a break, they don't really get back together. So I did feel really bad, only because I was horrible to him.
On purpose?
On purpose, because I didn't want to break up with him. So I was like, okay, if I'm mean enough to him, maybe he'll break up with me. But no matter what I did, no matter how mean I was to him, he still didn't break up with me.
So was there a point when you were like, oh yeah, it's definitely done?
So for that relationship, yes. I kind of knew it was a mistake right when we started dating.
But how old were you?
I was 17.
Okay, see, quite young.
Yeah,
Quite young.
like right when we started dating, I knew it was a mistake because we were basically best friends for like 3-4 years prior to that. And I always knew he liked me, but...
Did he ask you out then?
Yeah.
Is that how it started?
Yes. We kind of got together. I mean, not to like dive into my past and like my family and why I made the decision I did. But, I kind of panicked. It was like high school was ending. I was panicking. I was kind of in that mentality of if I don't have a boyfriend when I leave high school, I'm going to be alone forever. I just kind of gave him the hint that I wanted to be in a relationship. So then we just got into a relationship. And as soon as we started dating, I was like, ooh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have dated him. But we dated for 4 years.
Wow.
That's a long
4
time.
years.
Dang. That doesn't sound like a mistake to me.
Okay. Oh God, he's gonna. Okay, well now he's gonna know.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
There's other people that you dated.
Oh yeah, the other 2 that. So I did continue to date him because I know this is the worst reason to date somebody, but I felt bad because he did break up with a girl that he was dating at that time to date me. So I did date him, and for the first 2 years, I tried to make it work. I tried to reciprocate his feelings, but it was really hard because I was going into college too. And I really wanted to enjoy college because I had so many options for college. I had an option to go away for college too, and I didn't
Because
go away.
this relationship?
Because
you
that
told me
relationship,
this.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I didn't make those decisions because I felt bad. Like, oh, he broke up with this girl, date me. And then after 2 years, I was just kind of like, I really don't want to be in this relationship. So for the last 2 years, I was just a horrible girlfriend. Like, I did what I wanted. I didn't really care, and I literally made his life miserable. Like, whatever I wanted, he had to do. Otherwise, I would be upset, And he catered to everything I wanted because, he didn't want to break up. And then I just kept pushing him, and finally, he just wouldn't break up with me. So finally, I was just like, I want to take a break. And
So what happened with that? Since you didn't officially break up, you were just suggesting a breakup, and I mean a break.
We eventually broke up because I just, you guys know how I am. I ended up ghosting people. So I think if I remember correctly, I just was like, we're not gonna get back together.
Yeah.
I had something similar. I mean, when I was younger, I did not. You guys know I'm really bad in relationships in general, but I didn't know how to break up with someone. You know that it's so hard.
Yeah,
Like, you
'cause
don't know
that's true.
what to do and how to
Nobody
handle this
teaches
situation.
you.
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know.
this was my first relationship
Yeah.
and my first breakup, so I didn't know how to. Well, it's not like I am a pro at it or anything. I'm not. I didn't know how to break up with him. I was just a coward, and I was like, if I'm mean enough to him, he'll break up with me.
Would you do it differently now? No, and like with more
Yes,
experience.
I probably would never pursued the relationship to begin with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But if you were in the relationship, how would you break up with him now?
Oh, I would just be like, "Ooh."
Just have a conversation.
Yeah, I probably would be like, our life just doesn't align. Like, I want to go away to college. I'm not gonna stay here. I probably college would have been my excuse to go away.
So still, you wouldn't know how to like.
Yeah. Maybe I still don't know. Okay, but my second relationship, not the one that was like a decade and a half. The second relationship, I did break up with him correctly, kind of.
How do you correctly break up with somebody?
So I asked him to come over. So it's not like I lived by myself. It was my parents. So we were in my living room of my parents, and my dad's like in his room. But he came over, and I think if I remember correctly, I just said, I want to break up. I don't think that we are compatible. I think we have different wants and needs, and I think we should just go our separate ways.
Wow.
And at that point, we were like, that relationship was only 2 years, and so
Only 2
2
years.
years is a long time.
Yeah.
yeah,
But 2 years is when you know. I feel like.
Yeah.
That's true.
yeah, that one was sad because not that I'm calling him out, but he did cry, and I did feel bad.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah,
Sad.
yeah,
Breakups are sad.
they are
Yeah.
sad.
And there's not like a good way to deliver someone bad news.
Yeah.
But do you guys find yourself being the person to break up with your partner, or do you feel like it's the opposite, or is there a pretty fine medium within your relationships?
I'm always kind of like teeter-tottering and never know what I really want from beginning to end. So usually I'm the one who's like, I don't think this is working out. Like, I don't think we're compatible. But then I second guess myself. So then I'll bring all these things up, make him start to doubt it. And then when he starts to doubt it, I'm like, no, but we're so great together, So
You revert.
I revert.
It's confusing.
That is really confusing.
So then like it goes on for a few weeks and then I'm like, no, it's not compatible. So I will do this like seesaw for a while, for like few months at least, until I'm like, okay, no, this is not working. But like I'll start the process and I'll go back and forth for a while.
So you do that for a few months, like once a year?
No, when I know that it's over, it's like
It's happened.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
I'm not happy, but I'm afraid to break up with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then I'll say all these things like, oh, we're not working out. It's not. But then if he's like, yeah, you know what, it's not working out, I'll be like, no, but actually we're great together.
Oh my god,
That's so confusing.
I would do that for like months until I'm actually, we're not good together.
Is that when you realize like, yep, it's not gonna
Yeah.
work?
I realize now that if I start to do that, it means it's over. But, for like most of my relationships, I did that like all the time. Like, and it usually happens around the 2-year mark where I start to do that.
when things starts to get serious and
Yeah.
you either push through it and you make it past that 2-year mark, or it's the end.
But is that a good gauge when you're like, I understand when you're older, but if you were 18, is that,
I think still,
do you think age doesn't play a role?
I don't think age plays.
You mean the 2-year? Is that 2-year? I think so. I think
Yeah.
you really get to know each other. Like,
I think it is 2 years, but I think age does play a role.
Yeah, because when you're young, you don't even know
different.
yourself
It's
yet.
different. Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
you want, and
That's
they don't
true.
know themselves yet.
I feel like when
so-
you're older, I feel like it's not 2 years, it's a year. It's like a year.
you do know things a little bit earlier on. To
Yeah,
your guys' point, you're more mature. You have more experience. You're a little bit more clear on what you want, so you can see that a little bit clearer.
Yeah.
But it's still hard to break up with somebody. I feel like.
It is.
It is hard. I can relate to what you're saying because the thing is, with me, I have a pattern of sabotaging all of my relationships, and maybe it's because I'm afraid of commitment.
What do you mean?
Kind of like what Maul did,
Just
in the first
pick
relationship?
fights.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
pick
yeah.
fights and just, and I think what it is I realize this is not my person. This is not my person, but I genuinely care and love this person. But there's never a good time to break up. It's like, hey, I don't think this is a good fit, or I'm not happy anymore, or we're too different, or all we do is, the same things every day, and it's not sustainable forever. Like, this is not the right person. So the longer I stay, the more time I might waste, right? So you want to end it because it's not the end goal. However, you also are afraid to, because you do care for them. It is genuine, it is real, but they're not that forever person.
Are you saying most of your relationships, you broke it off with them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I broke it off by sabotaging. Yes.
By sabotage? So you pushed them to break up with you, or you
No,
broke it off?
I break it off, but then after, sometimes there's been 2 instances where I break it up and I'm like, oh,
Did I make the right
I
decision?
still want to hang out.
Really? So that's interesting because they say when a woman breaks up with a man, she is already emotionally like checked out.
That's a great question, MB. I think that is true in an abusive relationship. I think that's true.
I don't know if it has to be abusive.
I mean, no. I'm not talking about like physically abusive.
Even emotionally, I don't think that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It's just that I know that he's not the one. I'm not happy for some reason because I'm not being fulfilled some way. Something is missing. And I start to just check out in a way where, like you said, I start to pick fights and I start to, become less emotionally invested. I care less to do things, to go and hang out with his friends, to that kind of stuff. I start to kind of check out of those things.
For me, anytime I'm in a relationship where I feel like I know it's not going to work out, I still continue to try and try and try because I don't want to have that feeling of like, did I make the right decision by breaking up with this person?
Yeah.
So usually I'll try, and then there will be a point where I feel like, no, I just can't do this.
Yeah.
So I'm already emotionally checked out.
I have had multiple instances where that's not the case.
Where you think you're done, but you're not.
I'm not done, but I have to do it because
Why?
this is not the person. Does that make sense?
Wait, no. So that means you're done, but you just still need
No,
to.
I'm not done because I
she's not
still care
not
for them.
done.
I still want to hang out. I still want to cook
Yeah.
and hang out, and all our friends are the same crowd, and
I get what you're saying.
community. So I'm not done, but I have to end it.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I say I disagree with that statement is because, and the reason why I say only in abusive situations, I say that because that's my own experience. So that's all I can speak to. So for me, I'm not saying abusive, but I'm saying toxic, unhealthy, cheater vibes, from this person you're dating or whatever. I was in a situation, and you know who it is, where I tried to break up with this guy for like maybe over half a year, and every single time, he knew the way to my heart, which was food. but like he hurt me so much because of the lies and the immaturity and everything, that it wasn't abusive. I think that's the wrong word. But by the time I ended it, I did not feel any pain at all. Like at all. It was the easiest breakup. I was actually thrilled to be single because I have the last like year was so intense that, like you said, I was hurt, and I basically died in the past 12 months. Everything in my heart died in the past 12 months. And by the time I broke up with him, it was done. So that in that instance, it's true what you said.
I get what you're saying, though, because there can be 2 cases. There are some relationships where I'm done, and then I wait months to like finalize the breakup, or like in your case, years, And then there are situations where you should be done, but you're still messing around with this person for a while. We've had this conversation where I'm like, why are you hanging out with this guy? he's not serious, you know? And then I was like, but you know what? That's all I'm going to say, because you're going to be done when you're ready to be done.
Right.
You know he's not the one, and you keep wanting him to be the one, or like whatever the situation is, like I'm so attracted to him or whatever, right? But you know it's not compatible. You know it's not right.
Right.
But like it's not done until you're like done. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like those two situations.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like when it comes to like the official relationships that I was actually in, I was done before I actually broke up with them. And usually it was a couple years, a year, or maybe like a few months. I was already done. Because like in that second relationship that I was talking about, I was already done, like I would say 3-4 months before we broke up. And I know that he kind of felt it.
Yeah.
So then he tried to save the relationship by doing like a cute trip. But even on that trip, I was just like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm already done. Like,
Yeah, you're emotionally
this
checked
relationship is that, and it's not like the relationship, not like that relationship was toxic or anything was wrong with that relationship. I was just done with that relationship, and
just not the one.
I just needed time to work up the courage to break it off.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that's what it is, and then sometimes, you know, in those toxic relationship ones, it's like, okay, well, let's see if, you know, things take a turn.
Yeah.
Like, let's wait to see if it takes a turn at any point.
I feel like our definitions are similar and different. When you were just talking about that person, were you talking about the same four-year guy that you first mentioned?
No.
A different relationship. Okay. I feel like you were done because you're just not interested in those guys.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why you were done, you know.
Well, even in the last relationship that I had, I was done a year before.
Yeah, because he dragged you all over
Yeah.
the valley and country for decades.
Well, he didn't
You
take
know what I
me
mean?
anywhere physically, but
It took your mind many places, you know.
he took my mind to hell and back.
Yes, exactly. You know, so that's why you were done. But sometimes toxicity, it keeps you holding on too. That can also be true because
Yeah.
why did it last so damn long?
It's just a lot. To me, I think it's just fair. Because especially if you've invested so much time in this relationship, you're like, okay, let's just keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep trying. Maybe things will be different. Maybe I can tolerate this. I don't know. Let's just like give it a go.
Let me clarify, because I'm pretty sure my family is going to be watching this episode. Because of that last relationship I was in for like a decade and a half, they're going to be like, you didn't leave him. You say you broke up. Never once during those breakups did I break that relationship up. Like, we had a lot of breaks in between, but it was because of him, you know, mostly because he ghosted me and then came back, or he broke it off but then came back. So when I finally broke it off, it was a done deal at that point. So yeah, family, if you're watching this,
So have you guys been broken up with?
so like someone breaking up with me. No,
Generally
I already told you my 3 extensive relationship, and all 3 I broke up with them. So
Generally, no. Like one of my exes, he did initially break up with me, early 20s. I was really sad, and then I wrote him an email, and I just was honest with how I felt and how everything. I poured my heart out, and just I wore my heart on my sleeve. And then he actually got back with me. So then we actually dated for a couple years.
And then did you end up breaking up with him, or did he break up with you?
I did. I broke
okay.
up with him.
you know, nice.
But you know, but I get it, because it was kind of a weird, unique situation we were in. So that was like the one time someone did break up with me.
I have a question. So when he broke up with you, did you want to know why he was breaking up with you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was over the phone. I said, "Oh, I really? Okay." So I try to be respectful.
Yeah.
But I was really hurt, and I did try to be like, well, why is everything okay, or like, where's this coming from? You know what I mean? And he just kind of tried to, you know, set the sail.
Yeah.
and then I just said, oh, okay, I respect that. So that's it. I accepted it.
Yeah.
And then I was so sad, and that's why I wrote that email, just to tell him how I felt.
That's how long ago it was. It was email.
Yeah.
No, I asked because, you know, I always wonder, like, do people want to know why
Yes.
you're leaving?
I think you kind of need
Like,
that
if someone
Interesting.
broke up with you, would you want to know why?
Yeah.
No.
Like, if someone
You
broke
don't
up with me,
care?
I wouldn't want to know. I would just be like, okay.
Well, it depends if I
Well-
like if I care about them and like them.
Well,
No,
you
I-
were with them, so you obviously care about them to an extent.
But
See, look, so here's my reasoning, because I used to want to know why, right? But the reason I don't care to know why is because it's not going to change the outcome, right? The
Right.
outcome is we're still going to break up. So whatever your reason for breaking up with me, I don't care.
Exactly. I agree with that. Whatever reason why you're breaking up with me has nothing to do with me, I feel like. I mean, no, what I mean is that it's like we're not compatible. We're not compatible.
But it's like I
Whatever
just
you
want
don't
to
like
know.
about me or whatever didn't
truth
work
exists.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your truth, you know?
Yeah.
So knowing is I don't know what I would do with that knowing. Like
What am I going to do with this information?
yeah, like
Well, what if the issue was you and you can improve? So I'll give you an
But what-
example.
oh, yeah, give me an
I'll
example.
give you an
Yeah, yeah.
example because I was on the other spectrum of it where I was broken up with. Granted, I was really young
Okay.
and
Wait, how old were you? I got to give.
20.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I was 20 and just like Mo, I have a super extensive relationship of
three?
three relationships, not including the one I'm currently in on right now. But when he broke up with me, he was like, I feel like I don't have a girlfriend because I feel like we aren't. Of course, I wanted to know, and I was blindsided because I was like, "Oh, I thought everything was going well." And he was like, "It's because I feel like I don't have a girlfriend. Like I don't feel like you're like my girlfriend." And I thought about it after, and I was like, you know what? I think I was so young, I didn't know how to be a girlfriend, so I was just kind of like a friend.
Okay. I mean,
okay.
Like the way
That's-
we
that's
hang
good
out, the
feedback.
way
Yeah.
we talk
Yeah.
was just like a friendship.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So I think knowing that really helped me out in my future relationships where I feel like, hey, you're not just my friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are my friend, but you are my boyfriend.
So it's
So I
more.
do need to act a certain way to let you know that I care about you and we're more than just friends, right? So it really did help me to be a better girlfriend, know how to cater to my boyfriend, and be able to differentiate like what a friend is and what a
Yeah.
boyfriend is and how you need to treat them differently.
Yeah. Ma and Leah, you both said that you don't, if someone broke up with you, you wouldn't really care to know why because it's not going to change the outcome.
no.
I would challenge that. It depends on the person, I feel. If it's somebody that you do care about and you like and you're willing to fight for and you've invested time in it, I think that you would be willing to, because the thing is, your history is not people breaking up with you. Your history is you breaking up with people. So
That's true.
This is hypothetically something that you think that you would, this is how you think you would react, but you've never been there.
yeah.
Truly.
That's true,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why
And
I
it's just getting feedback because, like, yes, it's not changing anything. It's not changing the outcome. It's not asking for us to try again.
Yeah.
But it's just feedback for yourself, like, oh, what went wrong in the relationship? Like, what was it?
I guess if I were that invested and that in love with this person and
Well,
really,
you don't even have to be that in love.
It may change things.
It's just feedback on
Yeah.
why it didn't
Yeah.
work out.
I guess if they did break up with me, then I might want to know. The other breakups is usually me already attempting to break up with them, but then backtracking, and then eventually they do decide to break up with me. So I cause the breakup.
Oh.
I'm
So
still
they
very
have-
sad.
They have broken up with you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm still very sad, and
Did
then
you want to know why they broke up with
No.
you? Then? No. Okay.
because I caused the breakup.
Oh, okay.
So you
because
knew
I
why.
wanted the
you
break-
already knew.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
reason why.
because they're giving me what I want.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the full courage to like completely go through with the breakup.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they broke up with me on their own. It's because I'm causing all kinds of issues
Oh, okay. Okay.
for them to finally break up
Yeah.
with me, you know?
Yeah.
So I already kind of know why, you know?
Yeah, I think that overall, the big learning point is that you just need to make sure you're honest with yourself
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be respectful of your partner
Just
too.
have that respectful conversation. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
and learn to have a conversation no matter how difficult. And at this age, we should know how to have these difficult relationships.
Now I do. I have
I
all
still
kinds of
don't.
different conversations.
I'm like master ghoster, man. I
Stay ghosting.
I will just pray that you go away, or I will just pray that something will happen. And
But how would you feel if you were on the other end and he was just hoping that you would just go away.
Yeah, then I would just go. Well, because, actually I'm pretty good at not reaching out to anybody.
No, but you're in a relationship, so how are you not reaching out?
Well, in a relationship, okay.
You would know if somebody's not interested.
Yeah, I
anymore.
think you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like, I think as women, I think most of the time we can feel it. So I know you say you were in that one that you broke up with, you were blindsided. Did you didn't see any signs of him pulling away or like him like feeling more distant?
Yeah.
Well, it was a long distance relationship too. So it's not like we're hanging out all the time.
Okay.
Like I was going to school and he was in a different city.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know. But like after the breakup happened,
All the signs were there.
reflecting, reflecting back, I felt like I understood.
Yeah.
I understood why he felt the way he did. And it really helps me with my future relationships, being able to just differentiate like how to treat somebody. Like I can't just treat you like a friend and be cool with everything. I have to be more affectionate.
Yeah.
Because then, of course, they're not going to feel like they have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah. Well, the reason why I ask is because, the second breakup that I had, he kind of mentioned when I broke up with him, he felt blindsided, right? I think a lot of guys have
Oh, I agree.
mentioned that, when their girlfriend breaks up with them, they like, oh, it came out of the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know where this is coming from. It's like, I don't know how you didn't know that the signs were not there. Like, I stopped coming over to hang out with you. I
Yeah.
literally stopped calling you. The only time I responded to you was when you reached out to me. It's like the signs are clearly there. I don't know how else to make it more clear that I'm distancing myself from you.
Yeah.
I want to ask the guys who are like, oh, I was blindsided. Like, what signs did you miss? Like, what signs did you miss?
I do agree because I've been told that like that person was blindsided, and I'm thinking like, how we argue every day. How are you blindsided that this wasn't coming? A breakup was in the horizon.
Yeah.
We literally argue all the time. I didn't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's give these guys a list of things of how you're going to be broken up with.
Yes.
One, she starts distancing herself from you. Like she just doesn't come around anymore. She doesn't do what she used to do for you anymore. If she responds to you, it's very short. It's very to the point. And if you want to go do things, she's like,
Yeah.
she'll come if she's available.
Starting arguments over little things.
Yes, starting arguments over little things.
Long silence treatment.
Oh,
Silent treatments.
Yeah, that's another one.
What else?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think back. Like, I think I just don't care anymore. Like, when they try to get a reaction out of me, I don't give them a reaction because I don't
So when
care.
you're into an argument and she no longer reacts,
Yeah.
that's also
Yeah, I
a sign.
don't care.
Yep.
They're just
That's
not
a
really
good sign.
present.
Yeah.
They're not fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There
engaged.
you have it, guys. If you're wondering she's going to break up with you soon, those are the signs.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. Again, even no matter what spectrum you're on, which side you are on, just always remember to be honest with yourself and with your partner too. Have respect for the relationship. Learn how to communicate no matter how difficult it is, because getting feedback is always going to be helpful for you to improve, be a better partner for your future partner. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure, again, to subscribe, like, comment below if you guys have any questions on this episode, and share your breakup stories and signs. Till then,
Bye, guys.